Okay, hi, so this is my first proper live stream, and I'm going to be answering 10 frequently asked questions that I get about my phalloplasty experience. I had ALT phalloplasty in Thailand. I'm from the UK myself, and that is a type of female to male lower surgery because I'm transgender. So I'm going to start just reading 10 of the ones I've already written down that I get asked the most. And then if you have any questions at the end as well, I'll do those when I'm finished. So the first question is, where did I go and who was my surgeon? I went to Bangkok in Thailand, and I had 4 phalloplasty surgeries over there at Kamal Hospital with the main surgeon there, which is Dr. Kamal. And at Kamal Hospital, they specialise in gender reassignment surgeries, mainly for trans women, so most of the other patients there were trans women. But they obviously do surgeries for trans men as well. How much did it cost? Stage 1, including glandsplasty, was around 12k in British pounds, and then the implant stage was around 8k. I did also have a free revision when I was over there. Oh, actually, I went back a separate time for a revision that I needed to have done, which I'll talk about later. And obviously there were other costs like the flights and everything, and my sort of holiday over there, and to stay in the hotel and stuff. And to clarify, I did not have medical insurance that covers this. I'm from the UK, and medical insurance is as much of a big thing here as it is in America. I had medical travel insurance, which is like travel insurance but specifically for having surgeries abroad and travelling for like medical tourism. But that is more to cover things like if my flights were cancelled or if something goes wrong. It wasn't like I paid for the insurance and then the insurance paid for my surgery. Yeah, I didn't have any kind of insurance that covered my surgery, which is pretty normal in the UK. What options did I choose? I had ALT phalloplasty using my right thigh, so I didn't have it taken from my arms. I had nerve hookup for sensation. I did not have clitoral burial. Previous to this, I had a hysterectomy in the UK, and I kept my ovaries. I did not have vaginectomy or UL, which means urethral lengthening. And I did have an erectile implant. I don't have testicular implants yet, but I would consider that in future. And that's not specifically because I didn't want them. It just wasn't a priority at the time, and it would have been another surgery and extra money and everything. So yeah, it just wasn't my priority. I might get that done in the future. What implant did I have? So I had one semi-rigid rod implant. I did not have the pump kind of implant, which is what you see more commonly with phalloplasty. And both the pump and the rod can be used in cisgender men, and that's what they were invented for. Did I have any complications? During my first stage, I had post-op alopecia just from being in surgery so long and my head rubbing against the operating table. So like a big chunk of my hair fell out, but it did completely grow back as normal. It took a few months, but now it's completely normal. So that wasn't a huge deal. And then I did also have an issue with my semi-rigid rod. I had to have it taken out and shortened slightly and repositioned slightly because it was too close at the tip, and then at the base there was some pain. But now that I've had that revision, it's all looking fine. How are my scars now? I was going to show my scars, but I'm not in shorts. But the actual scar in the actual area, obviously I wasn't going to show that, but that's very discreet and neat. And then the thin skin grafts on my leg have faded very well. You can hardly see them. But the main donor site is very visible and always will be. It won't ever look normal again, but it has healed very well. The skin is very soft, and it's just a thinner layer of skin than it was before. Yeah, my scar doesn't bother me. Some people think that it's my muscle they can see, but it's not. It's just like such a thin layer of skin with no fat under it that you can kind of see the muscle underneath. But some people think that I don't have any skin on my leg and it's just straight muscle, and yeah, that's not what it is. How is my sensation? I had some sensation from 7.5 weeks. At the start, it felt like static electric shocks, and just gradually got better each month until now. I have a lot of sensation. It just feels normal to me. It is erotic sensation, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. That a lot of people seem to think with phalloplasty you don't have any feeling, and there's like no chance of feeling. There is a chance that you can come out of it with no feeling if the nerve hookup fails, but that's not like expected. That's like a complication basically, and for me I do have a lot of sensation. I do have some sensation loss on my leg, which I posted a TikTok about, so you can watch that to see that in more detail. Does it hurt? People have said my leg looks very, very painful, but it's actually not at all at this point. I'm not in any pain. The worst pain through the whole experience was on my pubic bone immediately after waking up from the implant surgery when it was like attached to me, because that's obviously where it was attached. And surprisingly, stage 1, where they like created it and took the skin from my leg, was not that painful for me, but I have heard other people say for them it was completely the other way around, and stage 1 and the skin grafts were absolute agony, and then the implant stage was completely pain-free. I've heard people say they've had the implant and then been discharged the next day and not needed any pain meds or anything. And yeah, for me it was completely the other way around. The skin grafts, sometimes like changing the dressings and stuff could be a bit painful, but in general it was nowhere near what I thought it was going to be, and stage 1 was surprisingly easy. Can I use it? I don't want my life to be taken down if I say too many words, but I've only just recently, in the past few months, been cleared to use it, like in the bedroom, but I'm not like rushing into that. I have used it in some ways with other people, but not like all the way yet, and I do think it's, because I have an erectile device, it is firm enough for that. And you'll see people in the comments saying that I can't use it, but like how would they possibly know that when they haven't even met me? So yeah, don't listen to random people in the comment section. What was it like in Thailand? This is the final question. I had a really good experience in Thailand. They looked after me very, very well. I felt looked after better there than I do in the UK in hospitals. They were very friendly and it was all very clean, and I felt very relaxed being there, even by myself. I went through the surgeries alone in Thailand. Yeah, it is a worry about going so far away, because if anything did go like drastically wrong, then you'd be so far away from home. So it is definitely a risk. But for me, it went well, and I had a good time in Thailand before my surgery as well. I went like to an elephant sanctuary and to see the Thai boxing and kayaking, and to the temples and stuff. So yeah, I had a really good time in Thailand. I'm going to look if there's any questions in the comments. Let me scroll all the way up. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews about Kamal. Yeah, I'm happy with my results, and I was very happy at Kamal Hospital overall. Before I went there, I'd only seen, like, people kept telling me that there's bad reviews, or I could only see like someone saying that they've seen someone else saying that they had a bad time over there, in terms specifically of trans men, and like for phalloplasty and metoidoplasty. Yeah, there's a lot of people saying that they've seen bad reviews, but I couldn't actually find anyone specifically talking about their experience, saying that they had a bad experience there. But yeah, Dr. Kamal himself was really nice and professional in my experience, and I'm very happy with how the results look. I don't know if there's any other questions. I don't know if there was right at the beginning. But yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know. Also, if you are in the UK and you're transmask, I'm doing a STP packer giveaway, because I sell packers through WarstoneProsthetics, and today I'm going to be announcing a Instagram giveaway, and yeah, I'll be posting on the Instagram WarstoneProsthetics all the details of how to enter that. And if there's not any more questions, then I will end the live.